What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rock Harper Show, where curiosity leads the way and bold conversations are always on the menu. I am your host, Rock Harper, and man, have I got a show for you. This one, but also another one. Secret Service. Gordon Ramsay just debuted, and I was on it. What did I learn? Woo, a lot. And we're going to go through it right now. All right, let's jump right into it. It's not going to be a long episode. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Look, I'm amped up. I'm hyped because I love learning, and I've been on the road. I've been lucky enough to be with some incredible people and to learn from one of the greatest, and that is Gordon Ramsay, the world-renowned chef Gordon Ramsay, that is known for many things, but successful restaurants is one of them. So several months ago, I got the call, and he said, "Rock, would you come on and be one of my secret diners?" Because they have this new concept, this new show called Secret Service by Gordon Ramsay. Of course, I said yes. It all worked out. I have a phenomenal team at both my restaurants in Virginia and DC, so I was able to step away and do some filming for several weeks. What did I learn? So much. And the show is really cool. It's got some juicy tidbits in it. I don't know if you saw the promo, check it out. But you see some rodents, you see some roaches, yeah. You see some nasty food. There's even a shot of Gordon Ramsay dropping in like a Secret Service or MI6 agent from the ceiling, got black lights. He's out of control, but it's really fun. And the reason why they went undercover, from what I understand, is that with Kitchen Nightmares, for instance, when they go in, people change things. Like, really change things. They hire cleaning crews. So you should always hire a cleaning crew if you can, but not just when, your show's going to be on national TV. I think that would probably make it hard for Gordon to go in and uncover some of the truths if you really cover up your mistakes. So with this one, you'll see this. I think they give some B-roll or some BTS on YouTube. But the show was called, the restaurants were told it was called Restaurant Refresh. And they don't know that it's Gordon Ramsay until he walks through the door and, shuts it down. So it's a fun show. What I really want to do here, though, we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about the places. We'll have some fun with it. But what I want to do after almost 30 years in the business is use the show as sort of I want to use the show as a jump off, right? As an entry point for education. I've learned a lot over the past 25, 30 years. And I love sharing that knowledge, because much has been shared with me. Being on the road for several weeks and seeing up close and personal many of the mistakes that restaurants make, and seeing a team of professionals dedicated to helping them turn it around has taught me a lot. So I want to bring that to you. I want everyone to understand as much as you can here, so that maybe it can help you turn your situation around or prevent you from making these mistakes in the future. And even for the diners, people that aren't in the business, I hope that as you watch and listen, none of this stuff is like planted or contrived. It might seem like it, but it ain't. And maybe it helps everyone understand what it takes to run a restaurant. Personally, I think there's a lot of, I don't know if apathy is the right word, but there's a lot of, maybe apathy is the right word, towards restaurants and restaurateurs. And it's a very tough business. Um, and I think that we can all learn from these places. We can have fun with some of the dirty places. Some of these places were really dirty. Uh, and you can see for yourself. I'm not here to rehash, to run anybody in the ground and to sort of talk about anybody. I'm just not in that business. You can see from yourself, and you can go to these places if you like. Um, just about all of them I will return to. We'll talk about it week by week. Again, I'm not really in the business of doing that. I don't think that serves anyone to talk about, people after the fact. But I will be honest, and I'll tell you, like on the first episode, wonderful family. I mean, just an absolute wonderful family. The father, the mother, and forgive me, I don't have their names in front of me right now. And even the son, pretty sure his name is Mikey. They were just really good people. And I was very emotional seeing them reveal. I didn't see what we saw the other night on the show, but even when I went back to dine on night 2, Sammy and I, it was an emotional scene, and you could see there was an air of pride and sort of stress relief. And that's what I think everyone is there for, to really see these restaurants do better. So I'll be honest about my experience on day one for all of these places. I don't make any mistake. I didn't serve myself shitty food. Um, and if, but also, I think that the goal here is to learn. So we can get into the nitty gritty of the show, but the goal here is to learn. So I think one of the biggest lessons learned is that you have to look in the mirror. I think you'll see that all throughout the season and probably on any show, is that you have to have a radical self-acceptance. You have to have a really a gung-ho like mentality as far as here's what's wrong. And you don't have to tell the world. You don't have to do it in front of millions of people on Fox unless you're on the show. But in order to turn your restaurant around, you have to have a really tough conversation with yourself. And maybe you don't know. So that's why you bring in someone that's objective and does know. So in the case of Secret Service, it's Gordon Ramsay, right? It's his team of experts. But you do have friends, you do have family, you do have customers, you do have feedback. The question is, are you listening to them? Now, I'm not talking about just the average hater that gets pissed off at you because there was a streak in your window and they leave you a 1 star on Yelp. I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about the constant feedback, the lowering of sales. And you got to ask yourself, why is this happening? And there are probably a lot of reasons why. But you got to do what you want to do, what you can do to stay in business. So I think what we saw on the first episode was, my man has to be honest. 36 years, massive menu, right? Some of that stuff was super old. There was even like a steak, a soup on the menu. I want to say that there was only one guy coming in there to order the soup, and he had it every time the guy came in, but nobody else ordered the soup. I think it was this restaurant. I'm sorry if it's not, but this is just an example. If it wasn't this one, it was another one. They blend together. You have to be smart about your restaurant. You got to be radically objective and ask yourself, is this working? Right? The bandsaw shit that he was doing was crazy. I mean, I don't know what attachment he had to that thing, but that's nuts. It's just, you don't want anything in your kitchen that's going to dismember somebody. You're like, oh, I sent Rico downstairs to cut some lamb. He came back, with 6 fingers. Like, that's crazy. Get the lamb cut or cut it with a knife. And he was cutting lamb chops, frozen lamb chops. So you don't need a bandsaw to do that. A bandsaw, whatever it is. You use one of those saws to cut through bone. anyway, I guess that's radical self-acceptance, but it's really having someone to tell you, man, that's stupid. Why are you doing that? And maybe they don't say it that harshly or as matter of fact as Gordon Ramsay does, but maybe they need to, because one thing that Ramsay does is he doesn't just, if y'all could see, I think you can see it, but he's sitting there and he's telling you things that are true and seeing when he did this even in Hell's Kitchen, he's telling you something and he's saying, if you're honest, one thing I think that he does not tolerate is dishonesty. Definitely not to him, but to yourself. Are you being honest with yourself? That's good. That dish is good. And people will stand on business, as they say, and say, yeah, it's good. And then he'll go, okay, well, what is this? And then everybody taste it. And then you'll see everybody around and say that dish is not good, or it's overseasoned, it's underseasoned, it's no good. Everybody around you is saying that's no good. Maybe they didn't say it before because they were scared of their jobs, but everybody is around you is saying it. Are you going to radically, and I don't think that's too radical, are you going to accept the truth? And I think that's step one. So what we're going to do is continue to go through this, right? I think that it's phenomenal of what the show has done for these struggling restaurants. And at a time where restaurants really need our help, I want to help. I want to be a part of transformation in a way that I can, very small way or large. I'm not quite sure. So I love to be in conversation with everybody. If you have questions on a restaurant, of course, on the show, I'd love to answer them. But I'm also going to use this every single week to teach about things that I saw on the show. I think the most important thing, this is why I'm keeping this one tight. We're not going to go into the nitty gritty. Most important thing is really being honest with where you are right now. Not just your debt and not just low sales, but where you are in your journey in the restaurant business. So that's all I got, man. Secret Service every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Fox. Catch the replay on Hulu. You can catch clips on everywhere you see Fox TV or Food Club Fox. And Gordon Ramsay, of course, Gordon Graham everywhere. But check it out, YouTube, you can catch some stuff too. But check it out. It's a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun. They almost had a brother crying on the first one. I ain't see all of that. I text somebody and said, man, I didn't see that. I didn't see that pull on that heartstring coming, So it's a good show. And I think they're doing really good. And the family in DC, the Parthenon is the name of the restaurant on Connecticut Avenue. I plan on going back. I went on the second night. The food was really good. That baked feta, oh my gosh. So, it's on Connecticut. They got a lot of fans, a lot of loyal customers. So I think that, if you don't take it personal, you can really move in the right direction. The place looks beautiful. It's a wonderful family-owned restaurant. So I definitely recommend going. I haven't been in several weeks, but I'm going to go back. I'll report back and see what the family's doing. I'll tell y'all the truth. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. Keep it right here with the Rock Harper Show. Stay curious and be bold always. And I'll holler at you next time. Peace.